USS Intrepid, launched in 1943. Since then, it served the United States Navy until 1973, 30 years from 1943 to 1973. This former aircraft carrier also fought in World War II, Vietnam War, the Cold War, and served as a NASA recovery vessel in 1960s. Right now I am at Pier 86. In 1982, they bring it here and become a museum. Since then, it's here, but it was closed in 2005 for a 1.5-year renovation, but it's again open in November 8, 2008. Since then, it's a great tourist attraction in New York City. So in this video, we will go inside and explore Intrepid, Air, Sea and Space Museum. So without further ado, let's start the video and explore Intrepid. This aircraft carrier is huge. It's almost as long as the Chrysler building in New York City. So you can imagine how big it is and how giant it is. It's almost like a 3 football field. So here we are inside the Intrepid Museum. It's very nice and cool. This is a Lego. They made the whole Intrepid with Legos, as you can see. So for Lego fan, definitely a great thing to see. It was a pretty giant Lego Intrepid aircraft carrier. There are some model of aircraft carrier, and this is how it's looked like during World War II, filled with all the fighter planes and everything else. This is a really cool thing, the propeller. So they remove all the propeller from this aircraft carrier, so it will not go anywhere. Look how giant it is. And this plane, Grumman Avenger, it's a torpedo bomber. This is the only plane that used in Second World War II, and Intrepid has their collection. I mean, this is the only plane, actual plane that used in World War II in this museum. It's a torpedo bomber, and during World War II, torpedo bomber planes are really a key for the fight. This plane is really, really interesting. And you will see many more planes. They're watching a movie, I believe. Yeah, that's why it's dark. So as I said, you will see lots of plane here, almost 31 plane here in this Intrepid. Let's see what they offer.
By land, by sea, by air, the news of a nation at war. December 7th, 1941, Japanese aircraft attacked Pearl Harbor. And so begins a relentless advance across the Pacific. But the tide is turned, and American forces are now fighting their way westward.
I'll watch that later. Let me explore the aircraft first, and then we'll see. If we had time, we'll definitely watch that documentary for sure. in Hangar deck, Explorium, this part is pretty cool if we had kids, because they have lots of stuff to do. I mean, kids love this place. They had a different types of stuff kids can try, they can learn. As you can see, A6 cockpit, you will get that kind of feel. If you want to, you can go inside and you can take some pictures. As you can see, here are more different type of stuff you can try. Here is a submarine prototype. I mean, for kids, they can try. I think some sort of space shuttle stuff you can try as well. So this part is really cool, and here is a 3D movie or virtual experience you can get. Intrepid 4D experience. Oh my goodness. That's really nice. So in Hangar deck, you had a tons of stuff to do and tons of things to do. Now I'll head toward the flight deck where the actual fun stuff is going on. I mean, you will see all the different types of plane, and I'll highlight few of my favorite aircraft in the flight deck, because there are lots of plane. If I spend time for each plane, it will take an hour to explore and explain to you guys. But I'll try my best to show you everything I can. It's pretty cool and historic to walk and explore this beautiful museum. I highly recommend it, because this particular aircraft carrier used in World War II, Vietnam War, Cold War. So this is a living history. And I feel glad that I get a chance to step into this aircraft carrier and get the experience how it's look like. Otherwise, I'll never get a chance in my life to see how aircraft carrier look like. So you can use an elevator to go on the flight deck, but I'm using the stairs, actual stairs in aircraft carrier, so I can get the feel of it, how it's look like. Or feel like. It's pretty nice and sharp. This exhibit is closed. Combat information. It's really feel weird here to see all of this stuff. I'm just following the sign.
Whether it was a 2-plane, 4-plane, 8 planes, whatever was going out, whoever was leading that mission.
Look at that. They are almost ready to jump for the fight.
The intelligence people would come down and brief us, all pilots. We get off. Anytime the skipper wanted the pilots.
Look at all these wares. So many wares.
That includes our gunner, maintenance people.
This is the control room. Definitely they remove lots of stuff from here, but at the museum they make it like, so it's look like real. But when this aircraft carrier retired, they took off most of the stuff from the aircraft, but the museum they rebuild it so you can get these 5. It's really awesome. to be here. So we're heading toward flight deck, just following the sign. We have to go a bit up in order to reach the flight deck. So let's go and get in. I just wondered to see all these wares. So many wares. So many things going on here. Of course, it's an aircraft carrier for that reason. So here we are in a flight deck where you can see all the planes. It's a beautiful day, but it's pretty hot outside. So in that direction, there is a space shuttle. We'll go there after we explore this part. So this is a aircraft elevator, so they up and down the plane. This aircraft carrier is huge, huge. I can see the Empire State Building. Did you see that? It's right there.
No, it's in the room. There is one.
Mount Vernon's in Virginia.
No, it's in the room. There is one.
The first plane I will show you guys that is really a very interesting one, that is Lockheed A-12, a supersonic plane. It's right here. This plane is made for CIA during Cold War, and this was the fastest jet in the world. It looks pretty weird, but definitely you will get a chance to see the history here. And the second plane I will mention, this is F-14. This is the plane you see in movie Top Gun. This plane is also very historic as well. All of the plane here you have seen is pretty historic, by the way. I'm trying my best, but I was really excited for this particular one. It's pretty massive. As you can see, Lockheed A-12. So as I said, if you are a aviation geek, so this place is for you. This place is for you. You can spend hours to see all these beautiful plane and you can read through it. And as I said, it's definitely worth it to spend $33 and get this experience here in Intrepid. Now we'll go to the Space Shuttle Pavilion to see the Enterprise. So basically, Enterprise is a space shuttle. It's a prototype because it doesn't have enough things to go to the space. So that's the space shuttle you will see. It never go through space. It's just a prototype. But it's always pleasure to see such stuff. So thank you Intrepid Museum to have this stuff for us so we can come and explore this place. Let's go inside. Excuse me. Hello.
Hi, excuse
Huh? No, I'm just myself.
me. Yourself?
Yep.
Stand right here, take a
Yeah.
quick photo.
Sure.
Oh, also take your mask.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, ready? One, two, three. Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
So once the car, you'll see a phone on the way
Yeah,
out.
sure.
Put the mask back on.
Yeah, sure.
Enterprise Houston, we read you loud and clear. How are you this morning, Fred? Very fine. I read you back. 905 Enterprise Houston is over takeoff.
So we are getting closer to the Enterprise, the space shuttle. Oh my goodness, it's giant. I can't believe it. Look at this massive space shuttle right here. I can't believe my eye. I love space. I definitely have to climb up to see the whole space shuttle. Look at that. It's massive. One of the best thing I ever seen in Intrepid so far. So as I said, this space shuttle never made into the space. This is a prototype because it's missing few key components like heat shield, some wirings and other stuff. So it's never go through space. But in Intrepid, they had a thing that actually was in space. So I'll show it to you right now. So it's called Soyuz, a real spacecraft. It's a re-entry module made by Russia, and it's returned to Earth in 2005. And it's loaned by Greg Olsen to the Intrepid. And Greg Olsen is the third private citizen to make self-funded space station tour. So yeah, this is the thing right here, Soyuz. It's a re-entry module. It was in space and back in to the Earth in 2005. Since then it's here. I think three people can fit inside. It's pretty tough, but this is the thing. It was in space, and this is the Greg Olsen, the third private citizen, who did self-funded tour to the International Space Center. How cool it is. I really get amazed to see this thing right here. Soyuz TMA-6, a re-entry module. So this thing right here is that, this part. I think in Intrepid, this is one of the most unique part of it. Here is museum store and photo redemption. Basically, when you will get inside this exhibition, they will take your photo and give you a card. So if you want that photo, you can get it. So this is the space shuttle look like. And this is the actual one. So we already explored space, we explore air, now it's time to explore sea. So we'll go to the submarine and see how the submarine look like. So let's go and explore submarine. But first we need to exit from this exhibition. They had a pretty cool stuff and gifts you can buy. Thank you, appreciate it. But before we go to the submarine, I want to explore some more stuff in this flight deck. I will try to climb up to the top and see if we can find some interesting thing. I know we will definitely. I see people are coming out. So let's go that part and explore it first, and then we'll go to submarine. I try my best to give you guys the unedited, raw experience of this museum. I hope you guys enjoying it. If you're enjoying it so far, then please give a like to this video. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribe to my channel for regular videos and updates like that from New York City. Hello. So now we are heading toward navigation and flag bridge. So inside of this thing we will see chart house, pilot house and flag plot. So let's go inside. Which direction? Right? Yes. It's pretty confusing. It's pretty tight space here. So if you're claustrophobic, then you might have to have a hard time to climb up here. Danger, high voltage. This is the navigation bridge. Excuse me? Oh, this is a chart house, not navigation bridge. But maybe it's a part of navigation bridge. Who knows? Look at the rudder right here. It's working. Controlling Intrepid. So this is a control deck basically. You can drive the Intrepid from here. Pilot house. So you can see everything from here.
The steering wheel?
This is what?
The steering, like,
Yes, this is the main steering wheel. It's hydroelectric. It was power steering. It was invented for these ships, and then 8 years later they had them for cars. But at the time, that was invented for these ships because they're so heavy. You try it, see how it feels just, it's not connected to the rudder, but it feels like it did then. They tried to recreate that. Same resistance.
That's impressive.
Yeah, this is your rudder reading. If it were connected, it would be moving. Right now, the arrow is connecting. This is what you're asking it to do. This is what it's actually doing. And if it were connected, you would look up here and see if it was doing what you were requested it to. And this is a gyro compass, and this is the backup for it. So you can't see outside. It's just ocean. There's nothing to really direct you in any way. So you just look at this.
so where are my lines? Like all of this is
Can't see out. Stand there for hours anyway.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is really interesting ideas she just shared. This part is much better. This is captain chair. So captain basically sit here and he can see everything. I mean, especially the plane takeoff and landing. He can see from here. Especially takeoff because he can see the landing from here, I believe. It's pretty cool to be a part of this history right here. This is very sharp, as I said. You have to be very careful to climb down. But once you are in a sea, unbalanced sea, You have to be pretty expert to climb up and down quickly in order to pass any comments or anything. So this is Flag Bridge. Wow. So many things going on here. I don't have any idea what that is, but it looks pretty interesting to me. For those who have better idea about the aircraft carrier or ship, you can basically understand everything what's going on here. So this is another small monitor. You can see the plane land. I like this TV. It's really cool. This is flag plot. Each corner they had a small TV so they can see the plane is landing and take off. It's pretty cool. I can't believe that I'm walking into an aircraft carrier that being used in World War II, Vietnam War, Cold War with Soviet Union. And so many great people was in this ship. They served the nation, fought for the nation. I feel really glad to be a part of this history. So again, I highly recommend to visit this place. So now let's go to the submarine. Another great thing to do, or great place in Intrepid Museum. For that we had to climb down. I think we can use this. We'll use this elevator. 2 people at a time, so I have to wait. Or maybe I can go with them. Oh, thank you.
Explore. HD.
HD, yeah. Okay. Here we are again to the hangar deck. Now we'll go down. So we are here again at the hangar deck and exiting to the pier so we can go to the submarine. So this is a submarine. We will go inside right now. So now we are inside the submarine exhibition. This is the exhibition basically. So soon we will go inside the submarine, the USS Growler, that served during Cold War from 1958 to 1968. The sole purpose was to carry nuclear weapon. In order they need to use them. But thanks God they never use it. And this is the first US guided missile submarine that that basically open for public, so you can go inside and you can see how it's look like. It's really nice. This exhibition, it's really nice and you can learn lots of stuff about the submarine, about the pilot, how it will operate, everything else. Okay, I think now we'll go. Decent amount of people here. So they say to tour the submarine, Growler guest must be able to pass through without assistance. Please watch your head. So this is a pretty hard task to do in order to go to the submarine. You have to go through this stuff. If you fail, you can go in.
Yeah, there's 5 more in there for her to do stuff.
Palanggang.
So let's see. It's pretty tough. It's pretty tough. Oh, hopefully I made it. Yes, I did. So it's time to go to inside of the history. The Growler. This is a missile. Nice. That was a pretty fun part. Thank you. Here we are inside the submarine.
You're about to explore the former USS Growler, a guided missile submarine that served during the Cold War.
The
I'd like to
missile
share some
hangar.
background on Growler to prepare you for your visit and give you a better understanding of this submarine's significance. By the time I'm finished, you'll be ready to enter the submarine. Growler served the U.S. Navy from 1958 through 1964 during the height of the Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union. Growler represents an early effort by the Navy to use submarines as launch platforms for nuclear missiles. Growler carried 4 Regulus-1 cruise missiles. The Regulus-1 missile was essentially a radar-guided jet aircraft that carried a nuclear warhead. Each missile had a maximum range of 500 miles and was powerful enough to destroy an area as large as New York City. Growler was a key part of the United States nuclear deterrence strategy. The United States believed that the threat of nuclear weapons lurking offshore would deter the Soviet Union from launching a strike against the United States. To accomplish this mission, Growler patrolled off the Soviet Union's Pacific coastline, staying hidden below the surface as much as possible. The crew stood ready for an order to fire the submarine's nuclear weapons at targets in the Soviet Union. To launch the missiles, Growler needed to be on the surface like it is right now. The missiles had to be unloaded and launched one by one. Growler's crew practiced launching the Regulus many times. Thankfully, they never received an order to launch an attack. Many crew members believed that if they launched a missile, it would be quickly discovered and destroyed by the enemy. They lived with this risk every day while on patrol. Growler's longest time on patrol was 72 days. 2 months at sea may not sound so difficult, but on a submarine, it's a different story. Growler's crew numbered from 90 to 100 men. They worked, slept, ate, and relaxed inside these close quarters. While on patrol, Growler stayed below the surface. The crew could not leave the submarine. They had no sunshine, no starlight, and very little fresh air. As you move through the submarine, imagine what life was like for these men, and keep in mind that every single one of them served on Growler voluntarily. As technology improved, newer, larger submarines with more sophisticated missiles made Growler obsolete. It was decommissioned in 1964 after 6 years of service. The Navy planned to use Growler as target practice for another submarine until it was rescued by the Intrepid Sea, Air, and Space Museum. In 1988, Congress turned control of Growler over to the museum, and it opened to the public a year later. Growler is now the only U.S. Navy missile submarine open to the public. It is remarkably intact from its Navy service and retains most of its original features. We ask for your help in preserving this historic missile. Please do not touch anything inside the submarine and do not bring in food or drinks. You'll be entering momentarily. Staff inside the submarine will be happy to answer any questions you have. Feel free to take photos, but remember that there will be other groups coming in behind you. Thank you, and welcome aboard.
nice information. So we are now dive into the submarine to get the experience. I think this is a shower. Oh yeah, how tiny it is. Look at all these controller right here. It's pretty fancy to watch. This is navigation compartment basically. So from here all the navigation go through so they can know where they are right now. Pretty interesting. As they say, they preserved most of its unique parts and unique design so that you can get the best view, the best idea about the submarine. This place is so narrow. Missile checkout and guidance center. So from here, basically they control all the missile in order they need to launch it. Gosh, this is such a historic thing, and I feel so glad. Amazing. Oh, so this is why they give you the task when you get inside the submarine. You have to pass through this type of stuff a lot. So that's the reason it was placed there. So later on, you had no issue to go through. This is a pantry right here. Nice pantry compared to most of New York's pantry. This is another bed. Officer's bed, I believe. It's pretty tiny. Here is wardrobe right here. So it seems pretty comfortable. Officer staff room, officer stateroom. So this is such a tiny, I think 3 officers can fit here. And 1 single chair. You can imagine to stay here for a month. Here is another officer stateroom. They had a basin, a mirror, chair, and 3 bunk bed. Pretty impressive. What's that? This is commanding officer stateroom. So commanding officer basically stay here, and he had all type of facilities, fan, communication. This is an office, tiny office, very very tiny, but they had all sort of stuff to communicate with each other. another one. It's pretty tough. I have no idea what that is and how to control. Let's get in.
And you have to be 60 feet or 20 meters. At the most, which work, 15 feet or 5 meters.
This is control room and attack center.
And when it was in service, you could actually see it to 6 miles out. Kind of pretty impressive. At the time.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. It can
Yeah, I
look
sometimes
through
get
6
mixed reaction
miles.
when I see it,
Wow,
when I say it, but I think it's impressive.
impressive.
Yeah, it's very much a World War II sub, so it's very much analog. But I always tell guys, you see like the sprinkles that we used to see like there are some versions.
I believe nowadays submarines are more modern than this because this was during World War and Cold War. So now we will see more modern technology, but it is also pretty historic to see such stuff because without that, as a civilian, you will never get a chance to go through a submarine or go through an aircraft carrier to see what's going on there, what was inside, what is inside. So that's why Intrepid Museum is a really great place to spend some time. So this is cruise mess. They had some nice sitting space, some hangout places, and look at this. This is cruise quarter, so they sleep here. Oh my goodness. I wonder if anyone sleep here. I believe they do. Oh no, I think they do sleep there. It's pretty tough, but I think mostly here. I don't think no one will sleep on the top. I think these 3 layers. Cots. My bed is 3 times bigger than that, so I just imagine their life. So they had few more on that side. So I think most of the crews stay here. And you can even lock it. This is the lock mechanism. You can lock it in case if you need to lock it. This is the restroom. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. This is the restroom. I was pretty much wondering how they use the restroom. So this is the restroom basically. Restroom situation is not that big. And they had a toilet paper as well. Impressive. Cruise washroom and toilets. This is really a living history. This is engine room. So I just thinking and imagining myself how busy this place was while it was operating, while it was in service. This place was so busy, people was running around, hanging around. This is engine control booth. So from here basically they control all the stuff. Oh my goodness, so many things. I just imagining how many people was here to control all the stuff, because for a single man or for a couple of mans it's impossible to control, so it's a group work. So another restroom right here. Thanks to all the people who served the nation and spend their time in these type of places. And thank you so much for your service. So this is AFT torpedo room. I think this is a torpedo right here, and 3 beds are here, so 3 men staying here all the time. That's nice. So this is the summary of the submarine. we are here. Then engine room, cruise quarter, cruise mess, control room, officer quarter, missile checkout and guideline, missile hangar, navigation, forward torpedo room. So this is all about the submarine right here. Great. Now we are seeing the lights. It was so impressive to spend some time inside there. It was so huge. This is how you will feel after you spend a month in this submarine. So this is the last part of exhibition, Alpha Delta. This Concorde right here, there are 18 Concorde in the world, so this is one of them. They had a fastest Atlantic crossing record. So if you want to go inside and check out this beast, then you have to book a private tour that costs you $15, I believe, but I will not do that in this video. I just want to show you guys this iconic plane right here, the Alpha Delta. So basically in February 7, 1996, from New York to London, it took only 2 hours, 52 minutes and 59 seconds. So I think that is pretty much it in Intrepid Sea, Air and Space Museum. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, please give a like to this video, and if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribe to my channel for regular updates and video like that. Till then, stay safe and spread some positivity. I'll see you guys somewhere else from New York City. Bye bye.
Jump into the car.